In the heart of a vibrant land, where the baobab trees touch the sky and the savanna sings with life, there lived a young man named Kalo and a woman named Amara. Kalo was a skilled hunter, his movements as swift as the cheetah, his spirit as fiery as the midday sun. Amara was a weaver of tales and textiles, her fingers dancing across the loom to create patterns as intricate as the forest canopy, her heart as deep and serene as the stillest river. Their eyes first met at the Harvest Festival, a time of joyous celebration under the full moon. It was a love that struck like lightning, fast and electrifying. Kalo was captivated by Amara's graceful laughter, and she was drawn to his bold and confident spirit. Before the festival's final drumbeat had faded into the night, they declared their love, certain that their connection was a destiny woven by the ancestors. They decided to build a life together immediately, their hearts racing with the thrill of a love so new and powerful. They believed their passion alone was enough to build a home, a future, a legacy. They built their hut near a whispering acacia tree, its branches a symbol of their reaching love. In the beginning, their days were filled with the sweetness of a mango ripened by the sun. Kalo would return from the hunt with stories of his adventures, and Amara would greet him with songs that turned their small home into a sanctuary. Their passion burned brightly, a bonfire against the vast African night. But as the seasons began to turn, shadows started to creep into their sunlit world. The very things that had drawn them together now became sources of conflict. Kalo's swiftness turned into impatience. He expected meals to be ready the moment he returned, his stories to be heard without interruption. He would rush through his tasks, his mind already on the next challenge, leaving things half-finished. He couldn't understand why Amara moved with such deliberate grace, why she took her time tending to their home and garden. "Why are you so slow, Amara?" he would ask, his voice sharp with frustration. "The world moves quickly, and you linger like the morning mist." Amara, whose serene nature required peace and thoughtfulness, found Kalo's restless energy to be like a constant drumbeat inside her head. His hurried words and actions disrupted the gentle rhythm of her life. She needed time to weave her stories into the fabric of their days, to nurture the plants in her garden, to create the beauty that fed her soul. "Kalo, you rush like a river in a storm," she would reply, her voice strained. "You don't see the patterns in the leaves or hear the songs of the birds. You only see the finish line, not the journey." Their arguments became frequent, like sudden thunderstorms that darkened the afternoon sky. One evening, Kalo returned from a difficult hunt, empty-handed and irritable. He found Amara humming softly as she mended a basket, her movements slow and precise. His frustration boiled over. He snatched the basket from her hands, causing the reeds to scatter across the floor. "Is this all you have done? I face the dangers of the wild, and you sit here playing with straw," he shouted. Tears welled in Amara's eyes. Her calm finally broke. "This straw is part of our home, Kalo. A home you are too busy to notice. You only see what is not here, never what is. My peace is a gift I tried to give you, but you trample it with your hurried feet." That night, a heavy silence fell between them, thicker and more suffocating than the humid air before a storm. Their bonfire of passion had dwindled to smoldering embers, threatening to go out completely. Desperate and heartbroken, Amara sought the counsel of the village elder, a wise woman named Mama Nkechi, whose face was a beautiful map of wrinkles, each line telling a story of a long and well-lived life. Mama Nkechi listened patiently, her eyes never leaving Amara's face as the young woman poured out her story of a love that was dying. When Amara had finished, Mama Nkechi smiled gently. "Oh, child. You and Kalo tried to build a mountain in a single day. Love is not a sprint, it is a long, winding path. You must learn the rhythm of patience. I will give you a task, for both of you. Go to the great river, where the water flows both fast and slow. You must each collect a single calabash of water from the river. But here is the challenge, Kalo must collect his from the calmest, stillest pool he can find. And you, Amara, must collect yours from the fastest, most turbulent rapids." Confused but willing, Amara returned home and told Kalo of the elder's strange advice. He scoffed at first, but seeing the sliver of hope in Amara's eyes, he agreed. The next morning, they walked to the great river in silence, the distance between them feeling wider than the river itself. Kalo, always drawn to action, set off in search of a still pool. It was harder than he imagined. The river was alive, constantly moving. He walked for hours along the bank, growing more and more impatient. Every pool he found had a ripple, a swirl, an insect dancing on its surface. He had to force himself to sit, to watch, to wait. As he sat, he began to notice things he'd never seen before, the way a kingfisher hovered motionless before diving, the slow, deliberate journey of a leaf floating downstream. He had to breathe deeply, to quiet his own restless spirit to match the stillness he sought. Finally, as the sun began to dip low, he found a small, hidden cove where the water was as clear and calm as glass. He carefully dipped his calabash, collecting the water without making a single ripple. In that moment of profound quiet, he felt a peace he hadn't known since the first days of his love for Amara. Meanwhile, Amara faced her own challenge. She, who loved tranquility, had to venture to the roaring rapids. The sound was deafening, the water a chaotic surge of power. She was frightened. The first few times she tried to dip her calabash, the force of the water nearly knocked her over and snatched it from her hands. She realized she couldn't fight the river's strength with her own gentleness. She had to be bold, decisive. She watched the water, not as a whole, but looking for the patterns within the chaos. She saw moments where the current shifted, creating a brief, predictable path. Taking a deep breath, she timed her movement perfectly, plunging the calabash into the heart of the rapids and pulling it out, full and heavy. Her heart was pounding, not with fear, but with a new and exhilarating sense of her own strength. They met back at the acacia tree as dusk painted the sky in shades of orange and purple. They looked at each other, not with anger or disappointment, but with a new understanding. They each held up their full calabash. Kalo spoke first, his voice softer than Amara had heard it in a long time. To find stillness, he said, I had to become still. I had to wait, to observe. I saw the world you see, Amara. The beauty in the small, slow things. Amara smiled, a true, radiant smile. And to face the chaos, she replied, I had to be bold and quick. I had to find the rhythm in the storm. I felt the strength you feel, Kalo. The fire that drives you. They poured the water from their calabashes into a single clay pot. The still water from Kalo's cove tempered the wild water from Amara's rapids, and together, they swirled into a perfect, harmonious whole. From that day on, their love was different. It was no longer a frantic fire but a steady, warm hearth. Kalo learned to slow down, to appreciate the quiet moments Amara created. He would sit with her as she weaved, his presence calm and supportive. Amara learned to embrace moments of spontaneity, to join Kalo in his energetic pursuits, finding joy in his world of action. Their love story became a tale told by the village elders, a lesson for young lovers who were in a hurry. They taught everyone that true love is not about two people being the same, or about changing for each other. It is about having the patience to understand each other's rhythm, and the wisdom to know that when the swift river and the still pool come together they create a current that is both strong and beautiful, deep and enduring. Their home under the acacia tree became a place of true harmony, a testament to a love that had learned the most important lesson of all, the art of patience. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more tales that touch the heart. See you next time.